Did you ever feel like you can't just get happy? Did you ever feel like you're pulling yourself away from your friends? Did you ever lay in your bed for hours at times, not realizing how quickly time has passed? This is a common problem which most of us have experienced to some degrees in our life, but it's usually not discussed much, especially here in Vietnam. Depression can affect almost anyone, especially teens. Of course, most teens feel unhappy at times, and when you add hormone havoc to the many other changes happening during a teen's life, it's easy to see why their mood might swing like a pendulum. Scientifically, depression, also known as major depressive disorder, is a mood disorder that causes constant sadness, or even sometimes lack of emotion. Its triggers range from menial things like getting a bad grade, losing your job, having an argument with a significant one, or even a rainy day can bring on the feeling of sadness. Sometimes there's just no trigger at all. It just pops up out of the blue. But then circumstances change and those sad feelings disappear. But most importantly, feeling depressed and actually having clinical depression are completely different things, and it just won't go away because you want it to. It lingers for at least more than 2 consecutive weeks and significantly interferes with one's ability to work, play, or even love.
So, what about signs of depressions and statistics about teen depressions? Well, depression varies from person to person, but there are some common signs and symptoms. The more symptoms you have, the stronger they are, and the longer they've lasted, it is the more likely that you're dealing with depressions. Some of the symptoms of depression in teens nowadays are sad or depressed mood, feeling of worthlessness and hopelessness, loss of interest in things they used to enjoy, withdrawal from families and friends, aches and pains that don't go away even with treatment, or irritability, etc. and etc. Depression can happen for a variety of reasons, including the following. 1. Traumatic life event. 2. Social situation or family circumstances. Thirdly, genetics or biology. 4th, medical conditions. Finally, which is medications and illegal drugs. The WHO, World Health Organizations, has reported that one person commits suicide every 40 seconds. That is more than 2,000 cases per day. For example, in Korea, there are many young artists who commit suicide because of public pressure, like singer Julian, actress Sully. In China and Vietnam, there are many students who commit suicide because of academic pressure. In Japan, there's even a forest called Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees. At least since 1960, Aokigahara has become associated with suicide, eventually becoming known in English by the nickname the Suicide Forest. So, how is depression affecting the world or community we live in? And how bad is it if we don't act now? For many people with depression, their symptoms can cause problems with their daily lives, which can affect their work, their performance in school, or their relationships. The consequences of depression can be life-threatening because it can heavily impact your communication skills and social relationships. Secondly, it heavily affects your work productivity. Thirdly, having a negative impact on everyone around you, especially relationships with your family and friends. And finally, friends might wonder why you are suddenly avoiding them, and your parents might get angry that you're not doing your shares around the house.
Moreover, depression also contributes in leading to serious physical diseases like heart disease, weaker immune system, severe insomnia, or headache, your life expectancy may decrease too. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide and is a major contributor to the overall global burden of diseases. So, we have a number of solutions to prevent depression problems among teens. Firstly, is the measure for parents. Parents should replace punishment or shaming with positive reinforcement. Allow teenagers to make mistakes and give them a chance to correct it. Let them have a break time. Do not force them to do many things that can lead to fatigue or burnout. One of the best ways to help them is listen to their concern, their problem, and then give them explanation, solution, or advice. And better need to avoid leaving them alone for long periods of time because it's very dangerous. Secondly, this is a solution for teenagers who are experiencing depression. You should conduct a good habit, find a suitable hobby for yourself to keep you away from dark thoughts, and it also gives you positive energy too. Getting enough sleep in a day to keep your mind awake and relieve stress. Besides that, if you stay up late, it will contribute to negative thoughts and actions. And you can gain your muscle by doing exercise, swimming, or playing sport, so on. And the last one is always keep you feel comfortable, do everything you like or everything you want that you couldn't do before.
So, in conclusion, negative thinking patterns may distort the view of your relationships with others as well as your environment, and can contribute to feelings of paranoia, anxiety, or even thoughts of self-harm. Therefore, it's crucial to seek help and support. If you by any chance relate to some of these symptoms, please keep in mind that you are not fighting this alone. There's always someone out there who will care about you, and they will be very sad if you're always thinking negatively. Remember that no one is born unimportant. You have a purposeful meaning in life. Instead of suppressing your emotion, let them out naturally. Give it time. It will eventually get better.
Together, we can make a difference. We can and we will.